Yo, what is up, Packers Nation? Victor here, and man, I gotta be honest with y'all right now. This offseason has been a roller coaster. Like, one second I'm hyped, next second I'm sitting here like, bro, are we really doing this? And today we got two stories that basically sum up exactly where this team is right now. One that's got me fired up about the future, and another one that's got me a little nervous about how we're gonna start 2026. So first things first, the draft is right around the corner, and our GM has some real work to do. We lost our starting edge rusher, we lost another key pass rusher, our cornerback room needs help, and the D-line depth, don't even get me started. But there's a mock draft scenario floating around that actually has me feeling good about where the front office could take this thing. And some of these names, some of these picks, I genuinely think they could solve problems, not just for this season, but for the next few years. But here's the thing. Even if we nail this draft, and I mean nail it, we're still walking into 2026 with a massive question mark on our defense because our star pass rusher, our guy, our $188 million man, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, is not going to be ready for week one. Torn ACL, and they're already talking a specific week before we see him back on the field. Bro, do you understand how big that is? So yeah, we need this draft to hit, like badly, because the first month of this season, we're gonna need every single piece we can get. This is one of those moments where everything kind of connects. What our GM does on draft night directly impacts how we survive those early weeks without our highest paid defender, and that is exactly what we're breaking down today. And hey, real quick before we get into all of it, if you're new here, we are so close to hitting 4,000 subscribers on this channel, like genuinely close. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, just hit that button right now. Takes 2 seconds, means everything to us. And if you're feeling this content, drop a like. It helps the channel grow more than you know. All right, let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about.
All right, so let's talk about this draft, because honestly, this is where it all starts for us. Look, I get it. This offseason was a little different. Gutekunst went at and grabbed some veteran guys to patch up the defense in the short term. Javon Hargrave, Benjamin St. Just, Zaire Franklin. These are older guys, experienced guys, and yeah, they help. But let's be real with each other. That's a Band-Aid, not a solution. Brian knows it, we know it, everybody knows it. The real fix? It's coming on draft night. And that's exactly why I've been obsessing over this mock draft scenario that was put together using the A to Z Sports Simulator. 8 total picks, 2 trades down, and honestly, it paints a picture that actually makes sense for where this team needs to go. So let's walk through it together, pick by pick, because some of these choices are really interesting. We start in the second round, pick 52, Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State. And listen, this one is almost a no-brainer. Cornerback is one of the most obvious needs on this roster right now, and Johnson is the kind of guy who could step in and compete for a starting job immediately. 4 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, elite athleticism, 93rd percentile RAS score. Yeah, his arms are a little short, and some people question the competition level at San Diego State, but this dude was AP second-team All-American. You don't earn that by accident. I'm genuinely excited about this pick. Then in the third round, pick 84, Grayson Halton, defensive tackle from Oklahoma. 6'3", 293 pounds with a first step that is nasty. The thing I love about Halton is his flexibility. He can generate pressure and stop the run. And right now, the Packers need both, badly. Is he a finished product? No. Snap-to-snap consistency is a real concern, but the upside is there. And at this point in the draft, that's exactly what you're drafting for. Now we get into the 5th round, and this is where it gets fun. Pick 155, Austin Barber, offensive tackle from Florida. 6'6", 314 pounds, solid in zone schemes, absorbs bull rushes well. He's not going to go out there and dominate elite pass rushers right now, but as depth behind Jordan Morgan, as a developmental piece while we figure out if Morgan can truly be our long-term left tackle answer, that's smart roster building. I respect it. And then, right after, pick 160, Tyron Montgomery, wide receiver from John Carroll. Okay, I know what you're thinking, John Carroll, a D3 school? But hold on, because this kid put up ridiculous numbers in 2025. 119 catches, 1,528 yards, 15 touchdowns, school records. And then he went to the Senior Bowl and held his own against FBS competition. His 10.8-inch broad jump and 19.43 mph top speed tell you everything about his athleticism. With so many of our receivers heading into contract years, adding a long-term developmental piece at receiver in the 5th round, that's just good business. 6th round, pick 201, DeMonte Capehart, defensive tackle out of Clemson. 6'5", 313 pounds, one of the fastest DTs at the combine. Explosive first step, powerful hands, this guy overwhelms blockers when he's on. He's a bit raw as a pass rusher, but as interior depth, as someone who can rotate in and keep fresh legs on that D-line, absolutely makes sense. And then pick 209, Caden Curry, edge rusher from Ohio State. And this one, man, this one hits different when you think about what we lost this offseason. Rashawn Gary is gone. Kingsley Enagbare is gone. That pass rush needs bodies. Caden had 11 sacks in 2025. He plays with elite hand usage and real power off the edge. He's not going to replace Gary overnight. Nobody does that overnight. But as a rotational piece who can develop into something more, you take that shot every single time. 7th round, pick 336, Thaddeus Dixon, cornerback from North Carolina. And here's the cool wrinkle. Dixon played under Bill Belichick this past season, which tells you something right there about his football IQ and discipline. He's versatile, he can play inside and outside, and he's even been used as a blitzer, 19 pass breakups over 3 college seasons. For a 7th round pick, that kind of floor is genuinely valuable. And finally, pick 255, Baron Morton, quarterback from Texas Tech. Now look, I'm not out here saying Morton is the future of this franchise. He had injury issues, his ceiling is limited, but he actually had a pre-draft visit with the Packers, which means this isn't random. He reads defenses, he's accurate, he executes the scheme. As a backup quarterback who understands what we're trying to do offensively, that's a perfectly fine 7th round swing. So when you step back and look at this whole thing, 2 cornerbacks, 3 defensive linemen, an edge rusher, a tackle, a receiver, and a developmental quarterback, this draft class genuinely attacks almost every real need this team has, not just for 2026, but for the next 3-4 years. And that is what excites me. Gutekunst has a real chance to set this team up right on draft night, and if even half of these guys hit, we're in a much better position than where we are today. But here's the thing, Packers Nation, and I need you to stay with me for this next part because it changes everything we just talked about. All of this draft work, all of this roster building, all of this planning for 2026, it might not matter as much as we think if one specific player on our defense isn't ready when that first game kicks off. And I'm not talking about a role player. I'm talking about one of the most important, most expensive, most impactful defenders we have ever had on this team. There's some news about his recovery that dropped, and honestly, it's the kind of thing that keeps me up at night thinking about how we're going to survive the first month of this season. Stick around, because that's exactly what we're getting into next.
Okay, Packers Nation, here we go. And if you're still watching, first of all, thank you. Seriously, we are so close to 4,000 subscribers on this channel, and every single one of you watching right now is part of that. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, and drop a like on this video. It takes 2 seconds, and it means the world to us. Now, let's talk about Micah Parsons, because this one stings a little bit, and I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. Here's the deal. Parsons came to Green Bay last season and was absolutely dominant. In just 14 games, the man put up 12.5 sacks and 41 tackles, 5 consecutive Pro Bowl selections. He was everything we hoped he would be, and then some. And we paid him accordingly. 4 years, $188 million, $136 million guaranteed. The highest contract ever given to a non-quarterback in NFL history. That's how much this organization believed in him. That's how much we believed in him. And then, Week 15 happened. Torn left ACL, just like that. Now we're sitting here heading into 2026, and the reports are coming out saying Parsons is expected to miss the start of the season. We're talking potentially the first 3 to 4 games. And look, I want to be fair here, because Parsons himself said in January that he feels like he's flying through recovery. His words, and he's optimistic about being back around Week 3 or Week 4 at the latest. He doesn't expect to be on injured reserve. That's good. That matters. But even the most optimistic version of this situation still means we're starting the 2026 season without our best pass rusher for at least a few weeks. And when you look at the state of our defensive line right now, that is a problem. Think about it. Rashawn Gary is gone. He's in Dallas now, of all places. Kingsley Enagbare is gone. Lucas Van Ness hasn't fully emerged yet as the consistent force we need him to be. And now Parsons is starting the year on the sideline. That defensive line is thin, man. It is genuinely thin.
And the first month of the 2026 season is going to test this team in ways that I think a lot of people aren't fully appreciating yet. And here's what makes this extra frustrating. We know what this team looks like with Parsons healthy and on the field. We saw it. It was beautiful. The guy is a force of nature. So knowing that we might have to grind through the early weeks of the season without him, figuring things out, potentially dropping games we shouldn't drop, that's the part that worries me. Oh, and by the way, just to add a little spice to all of this, the Packers and the Cowboys are going to play each other in 2026. That game is happening. And if Parsons isn't ready for the early weeks, there's a real chance Dallas catches a huge break by not having to face him, which honestly, after everything that went down with that trade, the contract disputes, the drama, the whole situation, I kind of want Parsons to be at full speed when we play Dallas. Like personally, I want him to go back there and remind them exactly what they gave up. But that's just me. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys for a second, because this is actually kind of wild. Dallas is apparently staring down a very similar situation to what led to the Parsons trade in the first place. This time, it's about George Pickens. There's no deal done, he's got a franchise tag but no long-term extension, and trade rumors are already starting to swirl. Nothing imminent, but the smoke is there, and if that situation escalates the same way the Parsons situation did, Dallas is going to be in real trouble on both sides of the ball. But honestly, that's their problem. Let's stay focused on ours. And here's where I want to land with all of this, Packers Nation, because when you put both stories together, today's video tells you something really important about where this team actually is right now. On one hand, you've got a draft coming up that represents a real opportunity. Gutekunst has picks, he has needs, and if this mock draft scenario is anywhere close to what actually happens, guys like Chris Johnson, Grayson Halton, Caden Curry, this team could come out of draft night in a genuinely better place for both 2026 and the future. That part is exciting. That part gives me hope. But on the other hand, you've got a defensive line that is thinner than it's been in years, a $188 million pass rusher who might not suit up until week 3 or week 4, and an opening stretch of the season that could seriously hurt us in the standings before we even get rolling. So, is this a positive moment for the Packers? Is it a scary one? Honestly, I think it's both, and I think that's what makes this offseason so important. This isn't a team that's falling apart. This is a team that's one good draft, one healthy Parsons, one strong start away from being exactly where we want to be. But the margin for error, it's small, and Gutekunst knows it, and now you know it too. We are not a team that's rebuilding. We are a team that is right there, and that means every decision this offseason carries real weight. Every pick matters. Every contract matters. Every week of Parsons' recovery matters. Go Pack Go, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you're not at 4,000 yet. We need your help to get there. Let's build this community together, Packers Nation. We're just getting started.